Hi guys, so I thought I'd go over the STA-2 while it's on the 30% discount on the European server premium store. Now, when the STA-2 was released several patches ago, many players overlooked it because it had something like 180 pen and horrible mobility for a medium, but it did have exceptional DPM, but it was a very difficult tank to use and it had no armour. No one really wanted to use it. However, a couple of patches ago the tank was rebalanced by Wargaming. Its pen was buffed up to 212, which makes it on par to tanks like the Mutz and the Indian Panzer, and it was given much more playable mobility. Now, as I mentioned, the tank received a rebalance to its mobility, and at present it has a top speed of 55 km per hour, traverse speed of 45.9 degrees per second, and a decent power to weight ratio of 16.76. So basically has mobility comparable to most tier 8 mediums. It's not overly fast, but equally it's not slow either. As for the tank's armour, well, realistically it has no armour, except for a thin slice over the turret front that can bounce the occasional shot, but it's not strong enough to play as a hold down medium, especially against equal or higher tier opponents. Given this armour, this tank is definitely a support tank and it's not a frontline brawler. It simply doesn't have the armour for it. The only protection this tank really has is its health pool, which is just over 1400 hit points, which is average. The best aspect of the machine is the very competitive gun. The AP rounds have 212 penetration, which, as I explained, is comparable to tanks like the Indian Panzer and the Mutz. However, this tank does have OP heat shells with best-in-class penetration of 275, which enables it to reliably pen more heavily armoured tanks that most tier 8 mediums struggle to deal with. For example, the turret front of an E75 can be defeated with these heat rounds. The gun also has very playable gun handling, that's no problem for a player to use. The 90mm gun has average DPM of about 2k and 240 alpha damage, as you'd expect. And it has exceptional gun depression at 10 degrees, so this tank can fight on ridge lines very well. The main downside of the gun and the balancing factor is its relatively low shell velocity compared to the other machines in its class. So overall the gun has nice pen and great gun handling, so it produces a nice amount of damage in most games, and as such it enables the player to make a fair amount of credits. And it can stay competitive as well by firing those heat rounds at higher tier opponents, even if you don't make as many credits using them. So a final few things to look over. For blue to purple WM8, you need to do around 2000 damage or more. For 3 marks you need to do about 3000 combined damage consistently. This tank isn't particularly relevant in tier 8 strongholds and is more suited for farming credits in random battles. It's not a defender. Okay, so I think I'll leave it there. I'm actually quite ill at the moment, I think you might be able to tell by my voice. But overall I think this tank is great value at only 7,400 gold. And I recommend picking it up while it's on 30% discount on the EU server.